Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. My name is Curtis Padberg. I've been a marketer for 5 years now, spent millions of dollars on ads. I have a few key lessons that I want to bring to the table today that are going to help you ultimately make more money. In this video, we're going to talk about how to bring a prospect from not knowing, liking, and trusting you with paid ads to knowing, liking, trusting, and increasing the probability that your sales team is going to be able to one or two call close these people. So the job of marketing is not just to pack a calendar with as many people as we possibly can, but to also increase the probability that the people on the calendar are going to have a higher chance of actually enrolling into your program or your service. My agency, we work specifically with educational organizations. The way I view my job is to make the salesperson's life as easy as we possibly can. I want people showing up to that call with them, having full understanding of the program, having all of the objections handled as much as we possibly can, them already consumed a ton of information that is very similar to what the organic sales process would look like. We found this makes a substantial difference in the closing rate. So when it comes to paid advertising, we want to take the same approach or mimic the approach that a person would get in the organic sales process. Let me just kind of draw you a visual. This is kind of how I visualized it over the years. So for someone to actually enroll, let's say we need to bring them from point A to point B. Okay. Now this point B is where the sale happens. This is where the enrollment happens. There's a certain amount of force or a certain amount of energy that needs to be inputted into this individual for them to make it all the way across to point B where the sale actually happens. Generally, these are things like testimonials. These are things like having questions answered, objections that might come up in the sales process, having those handled. So if you run a sales team or you work with a sales team, I want you to think about the difference between the paid leads and the organic leads and how much easier the organic leads are generally to actually close. So what actually happens is the organic leads consume a ton of information. Organic leads generally are researching your product, your program. They are talking with other people about it before they make a decision. Yes, the sales cycle is generally a lot longer with organic, but my point being is they consume a bunch of information before they actually hop on a call with you. So visually how it looks is someone will come through, they'll be like, oh, okay, I have this problem, right? They'll consume a little bit more information, right? That'll bring them to this point. Then they might research a little bit more. Then they'll talk to their friends and family. They might reach out to somebody, alumni or some sorts of that, or consume some information. And then they might hop on a sales call, right? And the salesperson's just going to basically finish the deal, get it over the line. Now with the paid ads specifically, if we're running standard direct response ads, just general ads that most people are aware of, if you're just running basically like, hey, here's our product, here's our program, come book a call with us, and then boom, they hop on with a salesperson. There's no framing that actually happens before the sales call, okay? This is where you also see like low show-up rates just because people don't really understand what it is. There's not a lot of interest there. I'm not saying standard direct response don't work. What I'm saying is there's generally more friction when you're just using standard ads. Now with paid ads, the way it looks, they're not consuming a whole bunch of information before a call. So you will see more friction. So for example here, someone might see an ad that might have had a little bit of problem awareness in their life. They might have had a conversation with someone prior. And then boom, they're going to hop on with a salesperson. And this is the point that they're at. And the salesperson has to take them the rest of this gap, okay? Which makes it much harder for a salesperson to actually close the deal, even for like a 2-call close. So there's a super important study that I want to make you aware of. Google has done a study. You can Google it yourself. It's called the 7-11-4 rule, okay? So they did a study across all of the users on their platform, and they found that a user on average needs 7 hours of interaction across 11 different touch points on 4 separate platforms. That's on average 7 hours of consuming content like videos, webinars, podcasts, social media content, researching your website across 11 different touch points on 4 different locations. So knowing how people buy, we use what we call content first advertising with our clients. We'll still run standard direct response ads, the ads that are like, here's our program, come book a call, boom, with our sales team. While they are getting served those ads, we'll boost strategic content alongside of those ads, as well as once they've booked a call, we'll force feed them a bunch of information that helps frame them before they actually get on to a call with your admissions or your sales team. The feedback that we found from the sales teams is that leads come on much hotter, they come on ready to buy, and they come on excited. Again, my job as a marketer is to increase the probability that the sales team is going to be able to 1 or 2 call close anyone that comes under their calendar that is qualified and is a fit for the program. So just to be clear, what we do is we run strategic content alongside of our regular standard direct response ads, just the ads that are basically like, hey, here's our product, here's our program, come book a call. So when people see these ads, they have the right biases and beliefs and objections handled during this process. Also, once they actually book in with the team, we have a second sequence basically that just hammers anyone before they hop on a call with as many different pieces of content as we possibly can that are strategic, that's going to help with the framing before the call. So just to be clear, just to give you a visual. Okay, so here's a visual of the process. So you're going to have your regular ads, okay? Anyone who engaged with the ads for 3 seconds or more is going to see strategic framing content that helps manage beliefs and future objections of the people we're trying to target with these said ads, okay? So these people are going to get hammered with strategic framing content. A lot of the, will this work for me? What is it? Is it legit? What's the commitment? Some of the content ideas that I provided earlier in the video. Now, for anyone who actually books a call or fills out an application is also going to get hammered with strategic content, but we're going to double down on these people. This is my phone, okay? It looks kind of like a car. So before the sales call, we're going to want to handle all frequently asked questions. We're going to want to show them testimonials from graduates who said the program was awesome, why it was awesome, how it worked for them, what their experience is like, what kind of job opportunity they have afterwards, was there an ROI on it, what's that look like. The other thing we're going to do too is the call confirmation page, the thank you page. We're going to want to show a whole bunch of strategic framing content on this as well. This is where you show all the information that you have available, frequently asked questions, testimonials. On this page, that's a fantastic spot because a person is coming through the sales funnel and their interest is at a high level at this point. So now remember what I mentioned before about the framing and the amount of content that a person who's come through just regular ads has had, and how much more the salesperson has to actually carry in the journey of bringing someone over the line and actually getting the sale done. Because they've been properly framed, let me just pull this out. They'll see the ads, okay? Then they'll see some framing content. Maybe they'll see like some testimonials all of a sudden, right? Now they'll see some frequently asked questions. They still might go and look up your company before the call. Then the salesperson jumps on the call with them, and look how much more content they've had. Okay, the salesperson has just, they have a much shorter gap to actually close, and less energy needs to go into the conversation to actually close them because they've consumed so much more content. All we're doing with this ad strategy is we are just mimicking the touch points that a prospect gets in the organic sales process and pushing it into paid. And the reason why we do paid is because obviously we can control how many people are coming through and we can scale up the program from there. So just to recap, this is what we call content first advertising. We're showing strategic content throughout the sales process to handle the beliefs and objections of the people that we're trying to target with our regular ads. We've seen this make a substantial difference in a bunch of different organizations. If you want to know more details on some of the other strategies, we do have other videos on the channel. If you also want more information on this, you can feel free to reach out to me. My email is ceo@curtis.expert. Always here and happy to help, and just want to provide more value and help you make more money.